So if you haven't seen the new Galaxy S25 Edge that was just released, it actually looks really nice and is the thinnest and lightest S phone that Samsung has made yet, at least that has a larger 6.7 inch screen. I will say that I'm definitely a fan of thinner and lighter phones, which is probably one of the reasons why I'm using the Galaxy S25 Plus over the Ultra, and I think the S25 Plus is just a better option than the S25 Edge, and here's why. As far as the displays go, you've got the same 6.7 inch dynamic AMOLED 2X display on the S25 Edge and the S25 Plus. They're the same brightness, and they both have up to 120 Hz refresh rate. One difference for the Edge is you've got Gorilla Glass Victus 2 there on the back, so maybe that helps with durability. Not sure. We'll have to wait and see. Performance-wise, you've got the same Snapdragon 8 Elite processor in the S25 Plus and the S25 Edge. You've got the same 12 gigabytes of RAM, same storage options of 256 and 512. I would also imagine that the phone being thinner, it's going to have a little less space on the inside for air to move around when gaming or doing more intense stuff. So I would think it's going to run a little bit hotter. Of course, we'll have to wait and see on that one. Now, the biggest reason that I would want the S25 Edge is because it's a little thinner and more lightweight. If you compare the S25 Edge to the regular S25, it's only about 1 gram heavier, even though it's quite a bit bigger. It is about 27 grams lighter versus the S25 Plus, but keep in mind, that's actually less than most phone cases that I use. The S25 Edge is also only about 5.9 millimeters thick versus 7.3 for the S25 Plus. Probably going to be less durable, especially for those people that put their phone in their back pocket. Now, the other issue with going thinner and lighter on a phone like the S25 Edge is going to be that it has a smaller 3900 milliamp hour battery compared to 4900 milliamp hour in the S25 Plus. You'll even see on the Samsung website, they're comparing battery life to the S22 Plus and S22 Ultra from 3 years ago, because if you compare it to the current lineup or even last year's, it's going to be less. Not only do you have a smaller battery, but you also have slower charging at 25 watts versus 45 watts for the other S25 phones. Apparently, by paying more for the S25 Edge, you got worse battery life and slower charging, but at least it does have wireless charging, so that's good, I guess. They deleted the telephoto lens from the S25 Plus. I guess you do get 200 megapixels for the wide angle lens instead of 50 megapixels, but keep in mind, most people aren't going to realize that you have to go into the settings to change that. Considering my S25 Plus is on 12 megapixels by default, and I haven't changed it yet. Then you still have the 12 megapixel ultra wide and 12 megapixel front facing camera, just like the S25 Plus. So as you can see, I think it's pretty obvious the S25 Plus is going to be a better option for almost everyone, especially if you like the S25 Ultra, but you don't like that it's so heavy, especially if you compare it to the S25 Ultra. I don't really feel like you're missing that much other than the better telephoto lens and the S Pen. But you've got the same big screen and most of the specs of the S25 Edge, but you've got better battery life, same processor, storage, RAM. You also have the same 7 years of software updates, but you've got better battery life at a lower price, especially if you look at other places besides Samsung's website. It's going to be quite a bit lower since it's been out for a few months. To me, the only thing that makes sense would be to lower the price of the regular S25 and put the S25 Edge at a lower price between the regular S25 and the S25 Plus. So hopefully Samsung will take my advice after they watch this video. If you like phones, tablets, and other tech, I've got a lot more videos that I'm working on, so you'll want to keep an eye out for those upcoming videos. So if you've made it this far into the video, you may want to say thanks by subscribing, and don't forget to give a thumbs up if this video was helpful. This is Brian from Fishbee Productions. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.